We are Rad and James from Yoga Plus Therapies, your most body-friendly yoga teachers on YouTube. Well, that's our feeling anyway. This session is an intermediate level strength training without weights, building strength in muscle and bones for your whole body using body weight exercises. Oh yes, please like us and subscribe, it's free, and click on notify to get all our new things and latest offerings direct to you. James will lead you through the class, so he will start now.
So I'll be leading you through this class, and we're going to start first with some simple warm-ups in the standing position. Let's begin by turning the head from side to side 3 times. Up and down 3 times. Shoulder circles backward. Forward 3 times. Bring the fingertips to the shoulders and circle the elbows in, up and out. Just feel that nice movement as your body wakes up. Opening and bringing those elbows towards each other. Now reverse it back the other way. 2 and 3. Good. Light loosen off. Hands on the pelvises. Circling the pelvises. Back the other way. 3 times each direction. Just loosening up through those hips, that lower back spine. Good. Now, just do some mini bends. Just some little light mini bend squats. Awaken the knees. Feeling that movement. Do about 5 for this one. Kick the knees behind those toes. Okay, finally ankles. Point the foot and circle the ankle one way, reverse, second side, and reverse it. Great. So this ends our easy warm-up section. We're now going to move into the thighs and lower limb strength exercises. Now, there's 3 main exercises we're going to work on for the lower limb section. This is designed to get that strength into the thighs, the glutes, and the lower limbs in general. It's also very going to be helpful for that core and stability through the pelvis. The first exercise is quite simple, the basic squat. I'll do it standing forward as well as side on to help you get the idea. Stand with the feet about hip width. Stand tall, lightly tone those tummy muscles. Lengthen, keep a natural curve in your spine. We're going to bend the knees and let the tails go back and use your arms to just help keep your balance. So bend the knees, arms forward and coming back up. Notice when I do this action that I'm keeping those knees in line with the toes. They're not curving in or moving out. So just demonstrating side-on position. So notice how the knees stay behind the toes and the tails go back. And I'm just keeping a natural curve, not overdoing it with the back, and keeping a light tone to the tummy muscles. Now, according to your strength, you bend the knees what feels best. Over time, you may be able to get that strength to get it to where you can bring the thighs almost parallel to the floor. Our aim with these exercises is to do about 10 repetitions. However, when you start, you may start with anything from 5 upwards. Always rest with fatigue or discomfort. So that's about 10. Good. Now, our second exercise is going to really work those thighs a lot stronger. We're actually only going to start with 5 reps for each leg. Using a chair, going to sit to the edge, feet again in that hip width position. What we're going to do now, keep the right foot back, heel flat, left foot forward. Now how much forward the left foot becomes makes it harder for the right leg. So you've got to choose that position where you can get up and down comfortably without strain. So if I start firstly with about a halfway position, it's otherwise much like the squat. We lean forward, push down through that right foot and stand yourself up, slow and controlled. When you sit, lower down without going flop. And just repeat. Again, notice how we're keeping that knee alignment. And really feel the work on that right side. Standing tall and then slowly coming back down. As you get stronger, you could take the foot a little bit further forward. The ultimate challenge will be to take the foot almost off the floor. Oops. This requires good balance. So it can be a very challenging exercise. So that's why I said when we start with this, we might start with about 5 or 6 reps, and again you can build it up towards your 10. Let's do the other side now. So left foot is back, right foot halfway forward or so. Keep the foot flat, really strong and stable. Leaning forward, long natural spine, standing up gracefully. Coming back down slow with control. Keeping that knee aligned to the foot. Remember to breathe evenly. Usually in strength training we try to breathe out on the exertion. But don't get too confused, the main thing is just to keep breathing, not holding the breath. Remind yourself when we do this action, so if I do it side on, that we just want to keep that natural curve. Not overdo it, but also not slumping. Slow control. The slower you do these exercises, the harder the workout. So that's the second exercise for the lower limbs. The third exercise is going to be the lunge. You may or may not need a wall or chair support for this one, so just remind yourself if you do, that's fine. When we do these exercises, the most important is you need to do at least 1 set of these, but over time you can build up to 2, even 3 sets, building up that bit more strength and endurance. You get a little bit more out of by doing repeated sets. Now, the lunge exercise. We stand 1 foot forward, other foot back, and the back heel is lifted vertically. You need to have enough forward so that when you come up and down, the knee's not going to come too far forward over the toes. We keep our bodies upright, keep that light tummy tone, and our goal is just to lower the back knee towards the ground and then come up straight. Feeling that nice strength and control. You can go halfway down, or if you're stronger, you could go almost to the floor. Again, it all depends on your starting strength and control. Really important with this one is to keep stability with the pelvises so that they're not leaning unstably. Control is the essence, and we want to keep that knee well aligned. Again, you can build up to about 10. This is the third of the leg work, so I expect you might be finding you're getting a bit tired, so feel free to stop if you need. But remind yourself, this is strength exercise, so you sometimes have to push yourself just that little bit, but not create too much discomfort, pain. That's about 10. Let's swap sides. I mentioned too that if you're feeling very unstable, you could hold a wall or a chair, and that just helps give you a little bit of extra balance. The lunge does require a bit of balance as well. Remember to breathe. Usually best on exertion. So breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Steady pelvises, stable knee aligned to the foot, body's upright, nice natural curves, good tummy tone. Just light tone. If you go too tight, it makes it hard to breathe. Remember to keep that back heel vertical. Sometimes it wants to roll, so you've got to really work on that ankle stability. So there's a lot in these exercises. Maybe you can do halfway or all the way. We've got about one more. Good. Fantastic. You've done really well now. This is a great workout for those lower limbs with these 3 fantastic leg strengtheners. Now, our next group of exercises is for the push muscles. So working these muscles on the back of the arms, a bit into the chest. Some of it will be a little bit stabilizing through the shoulders as well. Now with the push exercises, it's really important that we do a couple of things. I'll just show you firstly how to get good thoracic core control, and then we'll progress that into what we call the push-up. We're going to do the floor push-up, and for some of those who are still trying to establish the floor push-up, it may be helpful to use a yoga block to help get that position. Let's begin first in hands and knees. In the hands and knee position, position the hands in line with the shoulders. Take a slight grip of the floor with your fingertips just to support the wrists. Turn the elbows so they face more towards your knees. Watch there's no collapse or slumping. So we want to draw the shoulder blades slightly back and down. And what we want to do to establish this thoracic core is to push the palms into the floor and feel the back widening. You want to feel that as though you're pressing this middle part of the back to the ceiling, but you're not hunching. So it's not a cat hunch. It's just a widening of the shoulder blades. So you feel really strong and stable. So if you lifted one arm, you feel like it's not going to go anywhere. It's going to feel very stable. That's why we call it thoracic core. So it's a stability of the shoulder, arm, rib area. You want to keep your heads in neutral, and you just maintain a very light tummy tone. So, if we do the push-up, you can do it in a couple of ways. I like to, if you need to, warm up your wrists a little by taking the hands a little further forward of the shoulders, and just practice getting that control and checking that your wrists feel okay. This takes us towards what we call the half plank position. When you've done about 5 of those, your wrists feel okay. This is where you might want to make use of your block. You can put a block in to support your belly. We've got the hands forward a little bit. We draw ourselves into that half plank. Find that thoracic core. We'll bend the elbows and lower the tummy towards your block. And then with good control, breathe out, push back up, and release. So this is our first level floor push-up. If you do it really slow, you're going to really feel the workout. That's the trick here. It's not to go too quickly. Keep good control. Keep the elbows more by the sides. And you notice when we lower that the hands are sort of more in line with the middle rib cage area. Again, we're aiming just maybe 5 up to 10. It depends on your strength and control. Once you've mastered the half floor push-up, you may be ready to progress to something stronger, which we come into the plank position. So in the hands and knees, we lift the knees and we try to establish that same thoracic core. So we're not collapsed and slumped. Widen the backs, heads in neutral, spines neutral, light tummy, elbows again slightly turned back. And in the push-up position here, you just bend the elbows, bring the body slightly forward and lower, the chest towards the floor, and then slowly coming back up. So breathing in, breathing out. With that slow control. This is quite a lot of work when you're going slowly. So our goal is not to just go hoo, hoo, hoo. That can be quite easy with momentum. We really want to do this with that control. Keeping good control of the body. So again, you'll be getting tired. Rest when you need. When you can't breathe, that's usually a good indicator. Or you're losing good form. Last couple. Great. After that, sometimes it's nice just to release the shoulders and arms into the child stretch. And also release out those wrists. That was hard work. Reward yourself for a great job done. Great work after doing the push-up. Our next arm push exercise is the dip. So this one's going to again work through here, the chest, and we do get a little bit of the lats muscles. So the dip, you're going to need a sturdy chair to use. So you sit to the chair front, hands a little to the side, quite close to the front of your chair. Again, we want to try to keep the elbows in and think of that good thoracic core. So when you're doing this, you're keeping the shoulder blades well controlled. Not too squeezed, but you just want to feel that they're connecting to your rib cage and that you're not hunching up. And it's always good to do a bit of a test just to see if you can push and make sure you can carry your body weight without strain. Then you walk the feet slightly forward, bring the bottoms forward, feel that good control, and then slowly bend the elbows, lower the body, then push, breathe out, push and lift yourself back up. And repeat, lowering down, push, lift back up. All the time, keeping good control. Notice I don't go so far forward that my body begins to dip. We've got to keep that natural alignment through this posture and the spine. Now, if you feel you want to just challenge that slightly, you can bring the feet a little closer and just try it just with the one foot. This has a little bit more balance to it, so it means you've got to work a little bit harder. key thing here is keeping good, slow control. You'll feel the muscles work. Remember, as they get tired and you lose form, that's enough. Otherwise, working towards your 10, maybe up to 12. This is about the last 2. Excellent. Woo. Didn't you feel that work on the arms? Give those wrists a good loosen off. Maybe a few shrugs, make sure there's no tension in the necks or the shoulders. A little bit of a counter stretch. Reward yourself for a job well done. We're now going to move on to the pull muscle section. These are the muscles which work pull action. Okay, so we're going to do the pull exercise now. Remember, the pull exercise is designed to strengthen the muscles on the back of the shoulders, the shoulder blade muscles and the upper back muscles. We get a little bit of work in our lower backs as well with some of these. And we'll also be working those muscles, the front arms, and obviously a little bit of grip strength involved with this too. So if you do have trouble with the grip, remember you can get things like little strength gloves which can help support you as well. So you need a good, strong, sturdy table for this one. You get yourself underneath. Position yourself so that your arms can hold onto the table edge. You can have the knees bent up initially. Have the elbows so just a little to the sides. Gripping on and then just using your arm strength to pull yourself up towards the chair, the table, and lower back down, nice and slow. Remember, on the exertion, breathe out, breathing in. You can also have the legs out long. This means you'll get a little bit more lower back work. Keep those shoulders back, that neck in neutral, maybe a slight chin tuck. Just get that nice slow rhythm. Again, working towards from 5 up to 10 or 12. Or more. Great. So it's that feeling of drawing the shoulder blades and elbows back, lifting yourself up with good control. Again, it's amazing how much these simple bodyweight exercises can really work your body and muscles. So, well done on completing that one. And we'll move on next. Okay, now we're working on the pull section. The pull action works the muscles on the back, drawing it back, the back shoulders, and the muscles on the front of the arms as well. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to make use of 2 different ways of doing this exercise. The primary way is to use a table, but I'm going to just show you this other option as well. If you don't have a suitable table, and if you also happen to have a handy, very strong, stable broom handle and a couple of chairs you can put together to give you a bit of height. This one doesn't work unless you've got a little bit of height off the floor, which gives you, you've got to make sure that that stick is not going to go anywhere because you don't want it to slip. and cause a strain. Now, you lay yourself down on your back. Can have the knees bent initially. Use the palms facing down and hold the stick. Do a bit of a test and make sure it's strong and it's not going to break or snap on you. Keep those elbows in, and then you're going to use your back muscles and arm muscles and lift your chest up to the stick and then lower back down. Not hunching, keep the chin slightly in and slowly lowering. If you're feeling a little bit stronger with the back, you can try this option with the legs out long. That requires a little bit more strength and control through the upper and lower back. Again, just do it slow and steady, working towards 10 or 12, but you'll probably find when you first start this, 5 might be more than enough. Remember, breathe out on the exertion, exhale, inhale, to get that good rhythm. Good. So next I'll show you how to use a table in the same way. Now we're going to move for our press muscles. So these are the muscles that work the shoulders in that overhead movement. Today we're going to try this one with a couple of different options. Some of them can be pretty demanding, so just see how it goes for you. So with this one, let's start first in our nice healthy plank position. So establish that thoracic core, elbows in, shoulder blades wide, heads up, tummy's in, strong and stable through those arms. Bring the knees up. Now what we're going to do is use your arm muscles, push your arm through your arms. You're going to push the palms into the ground and use the strength of your shoulders to move your body back. And then return slowly with control. So again, push. Use your arms, shoulders to lift the tails up and move your body back. So it's moving back towards what we call the down dog posture in yoga. But we're only doing this by using our arms. So really focusing on the arms rather than the other parts of the body. You will be feeling there's a little bit of work through your muscles of your core. If you tighten the hamstrings, you can have the knees a bit bent. The heels may not go flat to the floor. Remember the breathing. Breathe out as you exert. Push. Coming back to the inhale. And push. Again, we're always working just to that point of light fatigue before you lose form. So you may be doing somewhere between 5 and 12 reps. Good. So this is one option just to start to get that feeling of push. Now another option that could be tried, and this is just going to get a little bit more work in the back of the arms. So we come down onto the forearms. We've got the knees bent, tails up, and pushing through those arms. You're just going to straighten the arms off the floor. So what we want to do is just come back a little bit so that when you straighten, the arms are almost straight, and then lower. So it's push, lift, and lower. So the first one did more work in the shoulders. This one, we're trying to get a little bit of work in those back of arms with the arm in that more overhead position. You'll find that this is surprisingly hard. You can really feel the work in those muscles. Breathe out, breathe in. Keep that nice length in the back and the spine, palms flat. Trying to keep that good thoracic core. The last two. So remember, you've stopped at any time you got fatigued or lost form. Doesn't that feel good to have worked those press muscles? Working here and those shoulders. And we didn't have to use any weights at all, just our body weight. Our next exercise is gentle jumping. Now, if you have any joint problems where jumping is not appropriate, leave this exercise out. Now, especially if you've got weakness in your ankles, knees, or hips, or your back is just feeling a little bit uncertain at the moment. The trick to jumping is to bounce and be light, so that when you land, it should have a light sound, not a hard jarring sound. That's really important. So what we're going to do, we're going to start by just doing a little light bounce with the knees, getting that feeling of how you do that landing. To see how it's like a little spring. Just getting those little light bounces going. The spine's nicely upright, natural curves. Just a little light tummy tongue. Good with all exercise, especially these ones. Laugh a bit. So now we've got that feeling of bounce. Let's just bring into a little light jump. So we're going to jump by pushing through the feet to lift the heels up and then land. So see how the knees are lightly bending. It's a nice soft land. Jump up, gently down. Jumps are obviously a power move. So these are not done slowly. This is really good for the bone health. Good, that's about 10. With this you can build it slowly up to 20 over time. Just remember, good control, light landing, let those knees absorb it, and obviously leave it out if it causes any trouble to your joints. We're now going to do some work for our core and back. So the first one we're going to do is starting in tabletop or hands and knee position. With the core, the key thing to be mindful of is stability. So we want the pelvis is not to be rolling around. Again, you keep your natural curves. We've already talked about how you keep that good upper back thoracic core stability, and watch the head neck is in neutral, doesn't collapse. These are just some of the traps that often occur with the core work. With the tummy, we just lightly draw or hollow the tummies in. So it's not a strong brace, but a light hollow. That allows you to be able to breathe easily at the same time. So coming to hands and knees, establish that thoracic core with the hands, slight tug of claw grip, wrists strong and stable, elbows turn back, spread the shoulder blades, lift the middle backs, keep the heads up, hollow the tummy navel in slightly. Once you feel very steady, take one leg back, keep those pelvises steady, lift it away. If it feels strong and stable, you could add in the opposite arm, reach forward and stretch away. Now this can be done in a number of ways dynamically, lifting and lowering. It could be done holding, giving it a good 10-second hold. It could even be done with a little added movement, bringing hand to knee, push, and then stretch. Hand to knee, push, and stretch. It's good to have a bit of variety working with this one. Remember, if you haven't got good control, leave the arm out and work with the leg, or leave the leg out and work with the arm. Let's try the other side. Steady pelvises, hollow, nice strong thoracic core, reach other leg back, lift stable, careful not to lean. If it's okay, reach the arm. You could do again, lowering with good control. Holding steady, 10 seconds or so. If you're holding, remember to breathe. So easy to hold your breath with these things. If you lose form, remember it's time to rest. Keep smiling. Haven't got long to go. If you want to work it a little bit more, palm to knee, press and reach. Great. Rest it. Give those arms a break. Child stretch is a good one to do that. Get your breath back. Release your wrists a little. And then we're ready for another one. So come back up. So this one, we're going to do the hover. With that thoracic core, tuck the toes, draw those navels in, and lift the knees up off the ground. So hover is a little bit more demanding than the tabletop. Just like we did before, you could do a leg reach. Other side. Could do a arm reach. Other side. This is hard work. You might need to rest in between. You could always try that both together. This is really hard. You've got to really focus on the balance and reach both together. Whew. You're always ready for a good rest after this one. Have a good rest back. Okay, let's roll over for some back work. So, shoulders back, stable. Again, we're going to work on the core control. Two ways to do this one. Lift to bridge, steady those pelvises, and lift one leg up. Keeping good control for about 10. Remember to breathe. Feel the work of the buttock on the opposite. Release. Lower. Second side. Lift the bottoms, activate the glutes, stable shoulders, relax neck. Shift the weight. Take the other foot up. Keep those pelvises nice and steady. And keep breathing. And release. Another way to do this is dynamically. That means we go up and down with the single leg. Stabilize the upper back. Bring one leg up. As you breathe out, lift the bottoms up and lower down, breathing in. Just like the other exercises, you could build this up from 5 up to 10 or 12. Feel that work of the buttock. Keep those pelvises steady. Breathe in and out. Again, quite hard work. You'd be quite surprised when you do some of these exercises. Really strengthens the buttock area. Let's try the other leg. Steady pelvises, breathing out, lift, activate the glute and lower. Nice, slow, steady control. Stable through the shoulders, relax neck. If you smile, it always helps to get rid of all the excess tension in your neck and throat. Just think of how good your body's going to feel at the end of this program. Strength really has a great effect on us. It makes us feel more positive. It helps us in how we feel about ourselves. Besides the physical benefits, there's a lot of mental benefits of feeling more strength and more grounded, more confidence. Good. Little light loosen, maybe a hug if you feel the need. And the final one, we're going to roll onto your tummies. Ground yourself. Hands to the sides. Inhale, draw the shoulders back, arms up, and lift the head and chest. Keep the chin neutral. We hold it for 10. When you release, let the head come to one side. You can repeat again or challenge it slightly. Interlock the hands, shoulders, reach, lift. Hold steady for your 10, breathing, slight pulse. Working that upper back, so this one's really good for our posture. This is important for bone health. Preserving good upper back posture. And release. Head the other way. One more time. Arms to the sides or interlock the other way. Good. After this, press up, little tail wag, and it might be good just to relax into your child's stretch. Well done. Our final section we're moving into now is our balance and ankle strength. Now with your ankle and balance strength, you may want to have a chair or a wall close by to give you a bit of stability, especially when we do the single calf raise exercise. So, what we're going to do is just a few simple warm-ups first, just to really make sure we're connected. So have the heels in, toes out, lift up and down just a few times. As you do that, feel the activation of those glute muscles. You want to feel that power of lift and right up to the crown. Now once you've warmed up, this is where you might want to hold on. We're going to lift one foot up and we're going to come up and down slowly with good control. Keep that ankle really steady. Push up, release down slowly. Feel the connection, ankle, calf, glute, core, crown, and lower. This one we can work towards 10 to 15. Breathing out on exertion. When I do it, notice how I keep the ankle really steady. There's no rolling. That's what we're really working against. Steady ankles. Excellent. Let's swap to the other side. And lift, lower. Slow and steady. Feeling that connection from ankle, calf, glute to crown. Press that big toe down. Steady ankles. Very good. Okay, give that a little loosen off. Now our balance we're going to work with is the tree. This again works on the sides of the ankle. We're going to do the tree taking it into the side leg raise, so there's a couple of variations. Bring the feet close together, knees off lock, stand tall and steady, smile. Remember, it's just balance. Have your chair by if you need. Bring your outside leg up and out, and you can place it above your ankle, or if you've got a bit more hip flexibility, above the knee. See if you can bring the hands away from the chair, or even to the chest. Focus. Wobbling is good, that means you're getting better. Remember with balance, we always have good and bad days, so can't base one time on the next always. Now from here, again hold on if required, you could take the leg out to the side. You could even reach to counterbalance if required. Always focus the gaze, that will help the balance. If you want to challenge the balance, close your eyes. But be safe, don't fall over. Okay, let's swap sides. Feet together, knees off lock, loosen tension, steady and stable, smile. Lift the opposite leg out, above ankle or above knee. Could be holding lightly or hands at heart. Steady pelvises. Little rocks in the ankles, fine. Try not to become tense. Good. Second variation, hold if you need. Leg out to the side. Arm could counterbalance. Gaze focused. Everyone loses a bit of balance if they lose their concentration. Great. Lower down. Good, loosen. Let's take a one full complete breath. Inhale. All the way out. Again. And out 2. One more. And out 3. We're in for the final section now. The stretches. We're now going to finish our final section with just 3 simple stretches. Now, first one for the thigh muscles. You might want to have the wall or chair for support. Knee off lock on the second side. Bring your leg up, take hold of the ankle. Bring the knees aligned. Keep good core control as you draw the heel in and feel that stretch into the front thigh. Lightly hold if required. Focus on long exhale to aid the stretch. Some people like to counter the stretch by reaching the opposite arm up. Good. We're aiming to hold for about 20 seconds or so. Release it out, loosen, second side. So go around the other way just to demonstrate. Lift, hold ankle, bring the knees aligned. Tummy core, draw the heel in. Feel that thigh stretch. Steady pelvises, look forward. Could reach the arm up if that feels good for you. Breathe long and slow, emphasizing the exhale. Good. Loosen up. Second stretch for the hamstrings on the back. You can use a chair for this. Be stable. Place your foot up onto the chair. Nice steady through the pelvises. You could do a very slight lean into it until you feel that stretch. If you have more flexibility with a padded on the back of your chair, you could take the leg up to a higher position. This is a good one to always make sure you've got something to the side to hold on to if you lose your balance a little bit. So the goal is just to feel that nice light stretch into the hamstrings. Breathing. Experiment toe, whether it feels better with pointed toe or flat foot. You can try with a little tone of the thighs. There's lots of different ways you can change the stretch experience and see what works best for you. Good. Let's try the other leg. So it could be on the chair. Slight lean into your felt stretch. If you're a little more flexible, chair back. Steadiness. Could be a point, a flex. a relaxed or a firm thigh. Find what works best for you. Stance knee a little unlocked. Nice steady breathing. Focus on that exhale. Stretching doesn't have to be hard, just a nice light sensation, relaxing. Good. Light loosen again. Now a third stretch. Using the back of the chair. Again, have the support if you need. Place the side of the foot up onto the chair, slightly towards the opposite hip. Knee rolled open, standing nice and tall. Or if you're a little bit more flexible, you could do a slight lean into the stretch. We're trying to feel the stretch through that buttock glute. If I bring this around to the front, just to show you, see how we want to have that foot sort of aligning with the hip. The knee open as we do that forward position. It can be nice to really release those glute muscles. Long exhales. Excellent. Finally, the other side. Bring the foot up, in line with the opposite pelvis. See how that slips? So make sure you're right in the middle of the chair. Some of you have chairs which have got square backs. That's not going to be a problem. This is a rounded back where it's more of a problem. It's good to have padding up. The metal is not good for the foot. Stand tall and hold the stretch, or a little lean forward from the hips. Just until you feel that release into the buttock. Okay, so we've finished our workout. I'd like to congratulate you for coming to this session. The hardest thing is basically, as they say, turning up. So remember, try to turn up at least twice a week with your strength training and you will find great progress over time. And your body, your mind and your health, we love you for it. One more thing. If you like this class, remember, share it with your friends, subscribe to our yoga channel and press notify, and also just give us a good comment or like us on our YouTube site. Stay tuned because we've got our more advanced level strength training coming up soon. Bye.
That was fantastic, James. Some of those strength exercises and even the stretches were amazing. Everybody, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Bye.